your Simply Safe system. Just go to simplysafehannity.com. Simplysafehannity.com. You'll save 10% on your home security system at simplysafehannity.com.
Hi, folks. This is Dan Rivers. You've heard him on my program. Now he has his own show, Incredible Health with Dr. David Vitko. Give Dr. Dave a call this Sunday morning at 9. Dr. David Vitko, live Sunday, 9 a.m., 570 WKBN.
Who's on and when? See our on-air lineup when you go to 570WKBN.com. Brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs.
All right, welcome everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer, and they allow us to do this every Saturday where we talk about things that are happening in business and technology. We open up the lines for you guys if you have any questions or you want to throw something at us and get our take on it. Pretty much, as long as we can loosely connect it with technology and business, it's fair game. So 330-729-9977 is the phone number. If you noticed yesterday downtown, if you were driving around downtown, there was a photo shoot going on. It was at the corner, just right around where the hotel is. And a national eyewear brand was in downtown doing a photo shoot for their upcoming line. So what it's exciting because when, Youngstown attracts, that kind of activity, and, wondering eyes, everybody was going by, was wondering what was going on. But now, when we're attracting national brands to do their photo shoots here, that says something. It really does. And so the people that, are putting themselves on the line and bringing that activity here, we just got to shout it with a megaphone and let everybody know the good stuff that we're doing here in Youngstown. There's a lot of people that, want the best for everybody down there. So I figured I'd mention that right off the get-go because that's exciting to me. Being involved with all that, having an office down there is amazing because you get exposure to the things you didn't even know were going on downtown just because you're there more often. So good stuff there. 330-729-9977. I also want to talk about yesterday, my wife and I were driving home after that flood stuff that was going on. It was about 9 o'clock in the evening. We were heading home, and we were planning our day for today, and we were talking and said, okay, well, let's when we get home, let's watch the weather and find out what we're going to do tomorrow. And when those words came out of my mouth, I thought, well, that's odd. I remember we used to have to wait for the weather to be on to see what tomorrow was going to be. And then the Weather Channel came on, and then weather apps came on, and we don't have to wait for that information anymore. It's on demand whenever you feel like it. You go to your phone. But just those words coming out of my mouth, I started thinking about all of the different ways that we've. I'm going to call it improved. It doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily an improvement, but what I'm looking at it, what lens I'm looking at it through, was think about all the waiting that we used to have to do, right? So if you wanted to know what the weather was going to be, we had to wait until the 11 o'clock news, and I think weather was at the end too. So you had to wait till 11:30. So think about the time that you had to do other stuff while you waited for your information. And travel, same thing. If you wanted to go from California to New York, you loaded up the stagecoach and you headed over across for a 4-month travel to New York. And so all of this stuff that technology and time, delivers to us is that routine tasks, things that we experience, they end up taking less time to accomplish. Travel takes less time to accomplish. The information we need to get, takes less time. You write a letter to your friend and he receives it in like a second rather than a couple days to send it through the post office. And so our tolerances for waiting are going way down. And that's a good thing because we're setting the standard is that we don't like to wait. A couple months ago, I almost started talking about a time paradox, and it was a little over the head of most people. And so I shied away from it because it, would have went over like a lead balloon. But what if, and I'm just pitching this out there just to get you guys thinking a little bit. Now, our whole, our perception of time is oriented around celestial bodies traveling around other celestial bodies that are all moving, right? And so we look at those big, long-term things as pretty stable. They stay the same amount of time, takes the same amount of time. But what if they weren't staying the same? What if they were changing? What if the speed was changing? And, if you don't have a frame of reference to be able to figure out if something's moving slower or faster, and then you just pick something, like let's just say we didn't pick celestial bodies. We took sending information, and that was our standard for governing all things time. So we use that, or it takes us, a day, or it takes us so long to travel, so that would be a day. So what if we'd have picked a different metric for governing time or measuring time? And so with an evolving, in our world, everything's evolving from the how long things take to accomplish. They're all changing, but what if it's not them that is changing, kind of a thing. So I figured I'd throw that back out there, because if we're constantly improving, the standard of life. So if you were to even take the number of years that you live here, and you were to take a little spreadsheet and add up all the things that you accomplish over a period of time on a spreadsheet, and you compared it to somebody who would accomplish certain things on that same spreadsheet 50 years ago, where you're going to put things like, okay, went to work, probably about the same number of days everybody are accomplished going to work every day. But there are going to be some things that you're off the charts able to do more of. So you crammed more stuff in the same amount of time that we are measuring. So therefore we're living more and experiencing more and doing more in the same amount of, in quotes, in the same amount of time. So anyway, I thought, again, just throwing that out there to get you guys talking. But it was interesting because when those words came out of my mouth that we're going to wait till 11:30 or 11 to check the weather, it didn't seem, that was just normal conversation if you were in the 90s, right? Because that's what you did. You watched TV. You went and looked at you waited for the news so you can get your local, your national, your sports, and your weather, right? That's where you gathered most of your stuff. And you got the newspaper, and that was the same thing. You sat down, read the newspaper, and got your information. Now we don't have to wait for those things in order for them to be informed, which is amazing. All right, 330-729-9977. I did want to mention too. Last week we had a caller about. I think it was last week. It was about a printer, and this week when I was in the field, I also had a couple of the same types of questions. So I figured I would mention them at the top of the program today as well. So the laser printers. So the difference between a laser printer and an inkjet printer. All right. So laser printer is so you have your regular, like a copy machine. Okay, you walk up to the copy machine, you put something on the glass, it scans it off, and it sends it off to a laser printer. So you have a powdered ink that through heat is affixed to a piece of paper. That's a laser printer. Now, on the inkjet side, you have a printer that receives an image. The image is plotted out into pixels. The pixels are handed off to a print head, and the print head then layers ink through little ink nozzles on a paper. So those are your two primary technologies as far as printing goes. Now, I had a customer that was insistent that they use paper that had already gone through a copy machine or a printer and using the other side in a printer. And I kept telling her that this is not a good practice. You're going to get jams. It's not... you're not going to get good quality stuff, but she consistently did this. And the reason why is the way that laser printers work is it uses an electric charge to be able to tell where the ink is supposed to be placed and not placed. And so when the paper that you receive that is quality laser paper, I think, and I might have this reversed, but they take a charge, like a positive charge, And when you receive your ream of paper, those paper sheets are positively charged. Now, the drum inside the laser printer, it affixes the image using a negative charge. So when you put positive charge and negative charge, there's a good discernment between where the ink should be laid, because it knows where to lay down, the ink, or affix the ink or the powder. And so when you put through a paper through one time, it changes the charge. Even if it didn't print anything, it still changes the charge. It's not a perfectly positively charged piece of paper, because even if it doesn't, even if there not a lot of visible stuff, there were still marks that were made. The drum still could have changed, the charge on the piece of paper. So when you run it through a second time, it's not going to be as good, and it's going to be harder for the machine to discern positive versus negative, and it's just not a good quality thing. So if you didn't know that, that was something I guess is worth mentioning. Because, like I said, she probably did it for years and years, putting the paper through there, and the jams and stuff like that. She probably never connected the two together, that it was the second time and third time she put a piece of paper through that was causing, those kind of problems. So there you go. And that's the cool thing about doing these programs on Saturday. Every week I end up learning something I didn't know. Like last program, I learned that goats can eat poison ivy. I had no idea before today that was even a thing. So hopefully, when we make mention of some of that stuff, there's people in the audience that will always pick up, something that they didn't possess before, and now they do. And I'll tell you, this show, I'm in really rough shape today. Earlier in the year, I started doing keto. And if you watch me on camera over the last, 6 months, I guess that's what it would be now, I shrunk a great deal. I used to be 160 pounds, and I shrunk down to 130 pounds just by doing this keto. We always listen to Dr. Shayesta on this channel talk about how to manage your weight and whatnot, and he just kept keying in on the whole cookies and cakes and all that kind of stuff. So I decided at the beginning of the year that I was going to stop eating all that junk stuff. And through the brilliance of the internet, I really was able to research it deep and find the best way for me to, eat healthier and wake up earlier and have more energy and stuff like that. So I really kicked it in high gear and put some heavy disciplines on it. And I shrunk 30 pounds and I felt really good. This last probably 2 or 3 weeks, I got out of ketosis for a little while, and I kicked myself back in yesterday. And so when you go through that change, you feel really rough. It's almost like having the flu. And so coming into this program today, I'm feeling very flu-ish. So if I'm off my game, I apologize. I'm trying to get healthy again. And I guess first you have to get unhealthy to get healthy. I guess that's the theory. So cut me a little bit of slack today because I'm not feeling it mentally or physically. So if you guys have any calls, or if you have any questions, you can feel free to call in the program all show long. Get me off the hook from talking too much. 330-729-9977. We also have the texting line, and that's for all of you too shy to call or just don't have the time for it. You can send your comments and statements, and I'll read those on the air. The text message line is 333-1570. So that's 330-333-1570. Those are good numbers to put into your address book. And you never know. I'm driving around constantly listening to talk radio, and every once in a while, one of the hosts will say something they'll need to chime into, and I've only got about a couple minutes before I've got to go into an appointment and whatnot. But I'll be able to sling a comment at them before I head into the appointment. So again, very very useful and valuable in that way. So 330-729-9977 is the phone number. We could talk, and I'll tell you this. Oh, you know what? The hardware stuff I'll talk about later in the show. But I mentioned last week that we were selling equipment, and you guys responded yet again. We sold 5 machines this week, and so I love that I can come to this audience with requests like that, and you guys just rise to the occasion. So let's start taking a call here. Let's go to Diane. Diane, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if you know where I can get a computer shredded. It has, like, confidential documents.
Sure.
Or,
Yeah.
in there, and I need to have it shredded.
Oh, absolutely. You can contact our office, 330-259-7278. Tell them that you're interested in doing a wipe, and then basically they're going to remove the hard drive, and they're going to make all the data that's on it irrecoverable.
Okay. And you can give me a document that says that that's been done?
Sure can.
Okay. All right. I will call.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
And that's really useful too, with having the types of information that's sitting on your hard drive, the emails, the Word documents, financials. Even if you delete it and format it, there are people that can take your hard drive, if they were so inclined, and recover that data. And so you sort of don't want to take the risk of having that stuff be recoverable. So bring it to, it doesn't have to be us, just anybody. Make sure that you're protected before you recycle it. And then, so when you bring it to us, we'll take the hard drive out, we'll get the data scrambled, and so that it's irrecoverable. And then we'll make sure that the hardware gets recycled so that it doesn't end up in a landfill. We've got a guy that comes to us about once a month, picks up all of our equipment, and he does metal reclamation, he does metal recycling, and he also just does repair, individual component repair and resale. So your stuff might make its way back into the marketplace. All right, so 330-729-9977 is the phone number. When we come back from the break, we'll talk to Sam, and we'll take more of your calls next. 330-729-9977, or text me at 333-1570. You're listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Win your way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more.
2 nights on one stage.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest, September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Macy's presents this year's opening act, Macy's iHeartRadio Rising Star winner Heffron Drive. For the hottest content and festival fashion, don't forget to check out Macy's The Edit at Macys.com/The Edit to find your remarkable you.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-226-1818. That's 800-226-1818. 800-226-1818. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Burnett Pools proudly presents the introduction of the Mahoning Valley's most affordable line of hot tubs. The cost? As low as $42 per month. Just $42 a month for an all-new fantasy spa. From the makers of Hot Springs Portable Spas. Only Burnett Pools can make relaxation this affordable. These incredible hot tubs include plug-and-play technology that saves on electrical hookup. You gotta stop in today and see this newest line of affordable spas. What are you waiting for? The all-new Fantasy Spa, as low as $42 a month. Refresh, rejuvenate, and most of all, relax. Get more details today at BurnettPools.com or visit a convenient location near you in Canfield, Cortland, or Newcastle. Just $42 a month, and a new Fantasy Spa is all yours. Only at Burnett Pools Spas and Hot Tubs.
Burnett Pools, we've got it all.
Welcome back from summer vacation, class. First, a quick announcement. School is closed. That's right. Taylor Toyota of Hermitage is having their national clearance event. I can't miss these deals, so you get another day of summer vacation. Class dismissed.
That's right, you can't miss these deals. Hurry into the national clearance event because Taylor Toyota of Hermitage is offering some serious savings. Right now, you can get up to 130% KBB value on trade-ins, and then check out a brand new 2018 Tacoma SR Double Cab 4x4 for just $199 a month. You caught that? 130% KBB value on your trade and a 2018 Tacoma for just $199 a month. Summer vacation won't last forever, and neither will the national clearance event. Taylor Toyota of Hermitage. To pay more is insane. 36-month lease, $1,000 down, plus first payment tax, title, and 116 doc fee. No security with approved credit based on fair condition up to $3,000. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Offer ends 9/4/18.
Prices are for base buildings only, do not include windows, doors, or accessories. Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, now you can save as much as half the time and cost of conventional construction and stop renting space from others. Just call 877-47-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranted buildings are custom designed for your needs. You can get a 40 by 60 foot building for less than $25,000 or a 50 by 100 clear span building for under $40,000. There's no wasted space and construction takes half the time. Call 877-47-STEEL. With strong construction spending and high demand, this special pricing will not last long. Call 877-47-STEEL and get your options and pricing package on dozens of building options. Call 877-47-STEEL and see how General Steel can save you money. Call 877-47-STEEL. That's 877-477-8335. 877-477-8335.
So like many of you, I have trouble sleeping. I have insomnia. No matter what I tried, it wouldn't work until I met Mike Lindell and I got my very own MyPillow. It has changed my life. What makes MyPillow so different is MyPillow's patented adjustable fill. In other words, you can adjust the patented fill to your exact individual needs so you get the support you need and want to help you get to sleep faster and stay asleep longer. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 1-800-919-6090. Remember, use the promo code Hannity. When you do, Mike Lindell will give you his best offer ever. Buy one pillow and get another one absolutely free. MyPillow, made in the USA, 10-year unconditional warranty, and it has a 60-day, no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. So it's time for you to start getting the quality of sleep that you've been wanting and we need. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-919-6090, promo code Hannity. Take advantage of Mike's special 2-for-1 offer. MyPillow.com, promo code Hannity.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer. This is your Saturday show where we get to talk about things in tech. So let's go to Sam right off the get-go. Sam, you're on the Youngstown Computer Show. How can I help you?
Yes, a couple questions, if I may.
Sure.
First one, router security. I use a Mac, and I have the Mac firewall on. Do I need any other firewall, network firewall, or I'm a real beginner here?
Yeah, typically if you have a local firewall on the computer and then your router, if you've not done any port forwarding, chances are it's doing some firewalling for you, and that's usually most people. That's all they need. You can take other steps if you've got a computer that's got a lot of stuff on it that you want to make absolutely sure there's other stuff that you can run. But for the most part, those two are plenty.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about somebody on a laptop infecting the network then? Or
well, if you have your wireless, I would, obviously I would not allow your wireless to be open to the public, where if I was sitting in your driveway that I couldn't get on your wireless. So some simple testing to see as if you try to connect and it doesn't put any fences in your way, then yeah, you're probably too open and you might want to lock things down. But I would make sure that your wireless the password's nice and sophisticated and using a protocol that's, hard to beat.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm covered there. The security options, WPA2 and all that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, can you hang on the line? We got to take another quick break, though. Can you stick with us?
Oh, sure.
Sure. Let me put you back on hold. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to put you back on hold. There you go. If you guys need to get on the line, 330-729-9977. You can text me at 333-1570. You are listening to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. We'll be right back.
Hi, Rob Fellman for Boardman Subaru, where the Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on now. Come check out our huge selection of award-winning vehicles. Kelley Blue Book says Subaru is the best overall brand with the best resale value. Take advantage of 0% financing on select new models now through September 4th. And remember, Subaru is the most fuel-efficient all-wheel drive vehicle in America. Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
Here's what's happening in the valley. The rain in Boardman last night reached over 5 inches. Overall levels seemed to be much higher. South Avenue was flooded past the US 224 intersection. The water became so powerful, it knocked the basement wall out of a house on Woodview Avenue. Near West Boulevard and 224, water flowed into the basement of Continuing Healthcare of Boardman. Struthers was also hit by flood water during the rain. Many basements were flooded. Behind the 5th Street Plaza, water was up to almost the bottom of the loading dock. Water also covered the cafeteria floor at the Struthers High School after a drain outside couldn't handle the runoff. The mother of a murdered Youngstown man had the opportunity to address the killer in court. 27 First News reports Christina Oliveira spoke out asking for a tough sentence, as convicted killer Kamani Hodges sat nearby with little reaction. Prosecutors say Hodges shot Jason Fonseca after the two got into an argument over a woman. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Western Reserve Road will be closed between State Route 45 and Huxley Road, possibly affecting traffic in Canfield, Goshen, Greene, and Ellsworth townships. The closure is to take place Monday, August 13th through the 20th, according to the Mahoning County Engineer's Office. From the Power Chevrolet Buick GMC of Calcutta, Ohio newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 2. Cool your home this summer. Call Mazza Heating and Cooling in Girard, your factory-authorized Bryant dealer. Now, the Storm Team 27 forecast.
Expect partly sunny skies to start the weekend with the small risk for an isolated shower or thunderstorm mainly this afternoon. Temperatures will climb to the low 80s. Partly cloudy overnight with temperatures sliding back to right around 60 degrees. There's a better chance of seeing a few showers or thunderstorms into your Sunday afternoon with temperatures climbing to the low 80s. In the Storm Team 27 Weather Center, I'm Alex George.
It's Golf Headquarters' 24th annual tent sale August 9th through 12th with the largest tent sale ever in Boardman off Route 224. Men's and women's golf shoes starting at $39.99. Save up to $200 on name brand drivers from Ping, Callaway, Titleist, TaylorMade, and Cobra. Men's and women's polos starting at $19.99. Wedges and putters starting at $29.99. Select gloves 3 for $20. Wilson True Distance golf balls $9.99 a dozen. It's the biggest tent sale Youngstown has ever seen. August 9th through 12th at Golf Headquarters.
It's so easy to buy a car, truck, or SUV at Fairway Ford in Canfield. With our extremely simple and transparent sales process, you work with only one salesperson the entire time. Within minutes, you'll know your sale price, trade-in value, interest rate, and payment. There's no back and forth negotiating with the secret man in the back room at Fairway Ford. Doesn't that sound different and refreshing? See us at fairwayfordohio.com or 330-533-FORD. Fairway, that's the way we do business.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $25 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-573-9552. That's 800-573-9552. 800-573-9552. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Just ahead, more stimulating talk from the O'Charlie's Digital Studios. $9.99 menu, 9 great meals, 1 great price. O'Charlie's, 570 WKBN.com, powered by Donnell Ford and DonnellFord.com, where price sells cars and great service keeps customers.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. Before we went off to that break, we were talking to Sam about some security questions, so let's resume that call before we're moving on. Sam, you're back on. What else did you have for us?
I have a Wi-Fi radio out in the garage, Grace Digital, wonderful thing. Had it for a few years. All of a sudden now, it's constantly buffering, off and on, driving me crazy. iPad works out there, no problem. The router I was speaking about is rather old. Would a better router? I don't understand why it would all of a sudden be doing this after, I didn't move it or anything.
Yeah, I'm thinking what's happening is the bandwidth that your router is broadcasting in, it was older than today's stuff, and so the how it's communicating with the radio, you're probably getting a lot of more congestion on those channels and that frequency than you did before. So if you get a new router, it will be a little bit more advanced, and it will be able to broadcast in different frequencies, which might put it away from where you're having trouble right now. The iPad might have a different, frequency it's using, so that's why you don't notice it as much with that. So hopefully it's not a limitation on the actual radio, because let's just say the radio is only able to receive on, channel 6 on G, right? Then even if you change routers, it's still going to try to communicate on the only way that it knows how. So it might take some firmware on the radio side too to get it being able. I'd probably try that first before I'd go buy a new router. To see if I can get the radio participating a little bit newer.
Okay, updating firmware.
Yeah, I'd give that a shot.
Okay, I've done that already. But, yes, I'll look into that a little more, do a little studying on that.
Okay, cool.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. And, in this era of all of our devices being wireless, we have to be more aware of how these things work, so that not only are we doing it well, but we're doing it safely as well. And so, both of his questions let me kind of slow down for the rest of us out there. That what we're considering is, when we talk about security, we really have two things in mind. You have when you connect your house to the outside world. Security is keeping the outside world out of your house. So you get to bring things in, but you want to keep other people from just wandering into your network. So sometimes that means, being secure enough that, somebody's just not, one of your neighbors isn't stealing your connection, your wireless connection, and they could do that with either having, a really weak protocol that's easy to crack, or a password that is easily guessable or, non-existent. So you want to make sure that your wireless is secure enough so that you're not open to that. Now, wireless from the outside world, when it comes to firewalling, typically when you connect in from the outside world, you're going through a router. Well, a router has to be told when you're allowing incoming traffic from the outside that wasn't initiated from the inside. So if a computer didn't request a web page, then a web page can't get down to a computer. Now, if a web page was requested, then it can be served through a router. So that's just how this stuff functions. So when you have a firewall through your router is doing somewhat of firewalling, and then you also have your computer also blocking firewall, or doing some firewalls. You're connected, you're protected against the things that are outside your house and other computers that are on your network. So, most of the time when someone says, hey, we have this multifunction computer and scanning stopped working. Well, 9 times out of 10, we go in there and the local firewall block the scanner, because that's what it does. The local firewall looks at the scanner and says, hey, I don't know you and I don't have permission for you, so I'm going to block you. And that way, if you send a print job, it works, but then scanning is coming the other direction, and then the computer keeps the scan jobs out. So that's, like I said, that's having an understanding of what you're trying to accomplish when you're doing security. Now, as far as the software protection, like the antivirus and the anti-malware and so on and so forth, that software that it is attempting to circumvent your security, where it's trying to set up backdoors and it's trying to alter the way that Windows works. So they send you an email and you double-click on a link and it changes the way the browser works, and now you leave yourself a little bit more susceptible to, people being able to get in. So when it comes to software security, I always tell people, we use whatever software accomplishes your goal. So if you can get away with using just regular Windows Defender on a machine and it's not a risky machine, then it works and that's good enough. If you have something that's super important, I have a customer that does check capturing, right? We want to make sure check capturing machines don't have any outside stuff. So it's important enough to exclude it from the rest of the network altogether. So we don't want anybody browsing from a machine that's necessary for, it has to be able to get to the internet, but we don't want random browsing going down from that computer. So again, any level that accomplishes the goal of that machine is usually what we're going after and we're seeking. Second part of his question, Sam's question, was the devices that start to act differently, behave differently, not work as well. And so when you're dealing with wireless devices, let's just say you're doing a lot of streaming. So it's a requirement of streaming that you have a pretty solid internet connection. And then all of a sudden, you're not getting as solid as an internet connection. There are plenty of villains here that could be the cause of it. And that's what Sam and I did there, which could be the device. Well, device firmware is going to be your easiest thing to check, right? Because it doesn't require you going out to the store and buying anything new. Now, let's just say it wasn't the wireless and you went and bought a router, then you had to set up a new router to find out that you just had to do firmware. That's why we put it in the scheme of things. We did that one first, and then if that doesn't work, then you go out and get a new router. But, wireless in general has gotten more sophisticated over, the last couple of years. So if you bought a router 4 years ago or 3 years ago, one that you get off the shelf today is going to be much more capable and more advanced. So you are going to be able to benefit from the newer wireless technologies and so on and so forth. So it's worth considering, going with an upgrade I would say I wouldn't go beyond 5 years. So if your router is more than 5 years, I'd probably make a play on getting a new one anyway. All right, phone number 330-729-9977. Joe's not feeling real well, so if you'd call and ask some questions, that gets me off the hook from having to keep talking. 330-729-9977. Text message. Let's see. I create an Excel file on my desktop PC. Send it to my... Wait. I create an Excel file on my desktop PC and I send it to my email. I can see, open, and print the file from both iPhone and iPad, but not on my desktop. See the file, but I can open it. What's wrong? I'm going to have to read that slower during the break and see if I can think it. Again, the brain's not working all that great right now. Hey, Dave, can we go off to a break, please? Oh, sorry. All right, I got to take a quick break real quick. We'll be back. This is the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN.
Stifel is a full-service firm offering a wide range of investment vehicles and services. Stifel has 5 offices in the Valley with experienced advisors assisting you. For more information, visit stifel.com or call 330-744-4351. Stifel Nicholas & Company, Incorporated.
I'm Joe Flynn, reminding you it's important to get the right tires for your vehicle and your own driving habits. And where you get those tires is just as important. Flynn's sales staff will help you select the best tires for your driving needs from over 20 brands. And Flynn's gives you more for your money, like a free wheel alignment check and lifetime tire rotation and balancing. Flynn sells tires the right way. That's why Flynn's has been your hometown tire and auto service expert for 50 years. So next time you need tires, go to Flynn's Tire and Auto Service.
Tell them Vinny sent you.
Here's a reminder, don't get caught without air conditioning during these hot summer months. What you need to remember is to call Price Heating and Cooling today for service and maintenance. Now, Price Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their outstanding customer service and expertise. They'll have you feeling cool and comfortable in your home all summer long. So remember, for your air conditioning service and to stay nice and cool and comfortable, call the experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-SAY-PRICE.
Tune in every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for the Mahoning Valley Sportsman Show, hosted by Mike Craig. Proudly brought to you by Bolt Construction. Over 35 years of doing things right in the gas and oil industry and airport gathering systems. Online at boltconstruction.cc.
Anyone who tells you you're too late to invest in cryptocurrencies has no idea what's about to happen next. I'm Tika Tawari. I'm a former hedge fund manager, and I worked on Wall Street since the 1980s. Through the dot-com boom, the housing boom, the gold boom, cryptocurrencies are the most compelling opportunity I've seen in 30 years. The only one you can start with just $100 and change your life. So I've teamed up to create a short course on crypto investing to help you learn, prepare, and profit. It shows you everything from what cryptocurrencies are, how they work, how to buy them, and what to buy. Even if you think the crypto bubble has burst, or you're too late, or too old, or technologically challenged, you must see this education course now. Go to howtocryptoclass.com now. That's howtocryptoclass.com.
I'm Amy Arrett, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. It's very meaningful to me when I hear customers talk about how Madison Reed at-home hair color has changed their lives. Here's Vicky, one of our very first customers.
Coloring my own hair is easier than I ever imagined. The best part, I no longer have to sit in a salon and pay over $100 to have this done. Now I color it when it's convenient for me, and it takes less than an hour. People compliment me on how great my color is, and my hair is incredibly soft and healthy looking.
Experience beautiful, multi-dimensional, ammonia-free, salon-quality color for under $25. Join the hundreds of thousands of women who have tried and loved Madison Reed. Find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit. Use code AMERICA. That's code AMERICA. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
Let's get it started. Experience our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 21st and 22nd in Las Vegas, like a VIP. Free flight to Vegas, free hotel on the Strip, and free tickets to the daytime stage and both nights of amazing concerts. Feeling lucky? All you have to do to win is sign in to iHeartRadio and start listening to iHeartRadio Music Festival Radio. You'll be automatically entered to win the trip. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Youngstown Computer Show. I am Joe Danier, owner of Youngstown Computer. I did want to mention Youngstown Computer. If you have any service needs, looking to buy some new equipment, wanted to involve us in that whole process, let me give you the phone numbers for our company, 330-259-7278. So we offer this show. Like I said, this is the free arm of Youngstown Computer, but there are things that are a little bigger than could be done on a program like this. So when those things arise, we really hope that you will give our company a call, 330-259-7278. If you don't have any needs right now, take that number down, put it on a sticky note, stick it on the side of your computer, because there will be a time when the needs arise, and we're volunteering. We'll hope you'll give us a call. 330-259-7278. As I mentioned earlier in the program, last week we started talking about I really want to do some hardcore manufacturing, computer manufacturing here in Youngstown, and just by mentioning that, we had a couple people that contacted us right away that said, "Hey, we didn't know you manufacture computers." Yeah, and honestly, I'd like to do it even more. It was quite a bit of our early on in our company when we were first getting started. Manufacturing computers was a big part of what it is that we did. And then you had companies that came along like Dell and Gateway, and they started doing it so well that it was unnecessary for it to be done by us. You really couldn't improve on it much. They had the volume, they had the pricing, they had the quality, they had the service. They were really doing it well. And just as time, I think it's because you get to be a large publicly traded company, and then the shareholders make requirements that for growth, and then you kind of lose your advantage, that little bit of an edge that you had because you commoditize your product. Well, this is Youngstown, Ohio. Okay, so we are doing the opposite of that. We are trying to value the assets and the people of this community. And so I don't want to have the cheapest computer and the lowest labor cost and cheapest housing. I want to pump all of that up and add value to it. And the way that you do that is that you allow yourself to not just be grouped in with the lowest common denominator, right? You separate yourself out and you make yourself unique. So I know what I like to buy in hardware, and I know what I like to put in the street. And I feel comfortable and confident knowing, because we built it. We got we take it through our checklist, and we have our really smart people taking a look at it, and we keep it to a certain standard. And when things go wrong, we know 4% of the time we have a standard of less than a 4% failure rate on any computer. So out of 100 that we sell, there's 4 of them that we're going to have to, a motherboard goes out or something funky goes, and we just have one ready to swap it out. So the consumer, when people purchase from us, it's a different thing. I mean, you can go to a big box store and buy a piece of equipment and gamble it, or you can buy a piece of equipment from us. And we're sort of standing behind it because we built it, we manufactured it, we can do that. We know what's every piece that's in it and why we put it in there, and so on and so forth. So whereas we're not trying to even compete against what you can get off of the retail shelves, I still have to give you sort of the analogy between the two, so you understand why it is that Joe would step up now and start building computers when service has been his gig for the longest time. And, that's the primary reason. So little things like, Dell computers, we bought them for a while. They used to ship with 400-watt power supplies. And the computer system didn't need 400 watts. So they kept selling you a computer that had a little less wattage in the power supply. Eventually, at one time, it was an industry-standard sized power supply with an industry-standard 400 watts of output. Then they were proprietary, where it was these little tiny things you couldn't buy off the shelf, and they were only 240 watts. Well, people, we know that the power supplies degrade over time. So your power supply might degrade to a point where it's not supplying enough power to even run your machine, and you just can't go get a power supply easy enough. So it's the little things like that started getting irritating, that you changed from industry standard to proprietary, and you lowered the wattages only to make your machine cost less and less and less over time. You could go get a $500 Dell right now because the power supplies that they're putting in there are cheaper than the ones I'm putting in there, so they can cost less. So, but it's not something I'm comfortable with putting in the streets, knowing that somebody's going to call me one day and say, Joe, I have this Dell computer and the power supply just popped on me. What do I do? Can I just go get one local? And I will have to say, no, you cannot. It's proprietary. We got to order one from Dell, or I got to stock a bunch of Dell parts like that. So anyway, it lessens my ability to serve people and to pull them out of bad situations because of how that is. So that's my long answer. There's we started building these machines. I really like to have a whole office dedicated to doing manufacturing. So this week we did 5. We did that without even breaking a sweat. So if we could be building 10 a day or 20 a day, that's really my goal going into the new year, is really getting on a manufacturing cycle where we could put some serious stuff on the streets and let some other things being manufactured out of Youngstown, Ohio equipment. I could see myself getting into electronics, especially if we get companies like Foxconn and we have a couple of circuit board manufacturers coming to town. So there's going to be a lot of resources that make it easier for equipment manufacturers. So I'm totally willing to toy with it and create some jobs in that industry. And they are not going to be regular labor paying jobs. These are going to be electronics jobs. These are going to be specialized where they might not be all engineering jobs, but still they're going to be more than assembly line type of jobs. So, and I'll tell you, everyone who purchases this stuff from them, that's what's built into our product here, is that we're going to make sure that we have those, not just your bare minimum. So if you came to my door and said, hey, we want you to assemble $500 computers. Well, I'm going to have to build a manufacturing labor or assembly line that's paying, $10 an hour to be able to pull off your price. But if we're okay then with, paying a little bit more, all of us paying a little bit more so that we can create that level of jobs, that's really where the target is as far as I'm concerned. I want all of our costs to go up around here because we're supporting each other and we're letting everybody make $1, not just, certain people. I want everybody to make $1. The guy that's at the restaurant, I want him to make money. I want the guy that's selling stuff, the hardware store, I want him to make money. I want the labor. I want everybody to be able to, in unison, all make money, and nobody is allowed to get greedy. Nobody's allowed to cordon off and say, where's mine? Okay, we're all going to help each other out, and that's the goal here. So again, 330-259-7278, that's the office number. If you want us to put a computer together for us, $980 is the cost for a Windows 10 machine. It's an i5 with solid-state hard drive, 16 gigs of memory, Windows Pro, and so on and so forth. So if anybody wants to purchase one of these computers, if you're in the market for a computer and it's time to buy, we'd really appreciate it if you'd shop one of ours. I have a lower end one that I'm toying with. So I'm trying to make a $800 version of this one. It's with an i3 processor. So that's in the coming weeks. I might have one that's a little bit cheaper. But I appreciate everybody listening to the show when it's time to buy a computer rather than rushing off to the big box store. If you can help it, if you could spend your money here in Youngstown and make sure that it ends up in the pocket of somebody that slings these things together and not just an out of town, maybe even out of country thing. That's really the goal here. If we can get people working in Youngstown, Ohio with these kinds of jobs, that's can't lose, honestly. So 330-259-7278 is the phone number, as well as all kinds of other computer services that you can imagine when it comes to hard drive wipes, or if you want us to come out to you and install wireless, or you have just a broken machine, take care of all of that for you. So 330-259-7278. I was planning on going for a 2-hour show today, but I'm just not going to be able to make it into the second hour. So we're going to cut this shortened by an hour. So I apologize to everybody out there who's expecting a second hour for the Youngstown Computer Show. I've just tried to carry it as long as I can, and I'm fading fast. So I appreciate you guys letting me off the hook on this one. But if you did have questions and you didn't make it in, you can still text it. I'll keep all the questions for next week and be able to answer it. The person who asked the Excel the Excel question, I create an Excel file on my desktop and send it to my email. I can see it and print it from both iPhone and iPad, but I can't open it. What's wrong? So this is what I'm thinking, is that if you try to open it and it's trying to open in either the wrong version or the wrong program entirely, I can see that. But what I would try to do, if it's coming in through email, I would try to download it first and then open it. If your security settings are set too tight, you might not be able to open it directly from your email client. So you might have to save it first and then try to open it. And then if the second thing's right, if it's trying to open in the wrong program, I could also see that as being a truth too. So give that a shot. Thanks for the text message. Appreciate it. All right, so I guess we're going to cut out of here. Again, let me give you the phone number for Youngstown Computer. If you do have any questions or want to get some service done, the phone number there is 330-259-7278. The office is located at 600 Youngstown Poland Road over in Struthers. If you want to learn anything about us, we're youngstowncomputer.com. You can check in with all the services we offer and how to get in touch with us, and even schedule some appointments from the website. All right, thanks for letting me cut out early, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you again next week. You've listened to the Youngstown Computer Show on 570 WKBN. Have a great one.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project.